Well, I'm just in the process of soldering this all back together now. I've got the front panel back on. Let's just connect the quite aerial thingy back up. Not that anybody will use the car area, I'm sure, but you know. Somewhere we have you notice I put a new violet wire in there now, which is the right colour for this. Well, colour's not that important, I suppose, but shorten that a little bit. Let's tin the copper. Let's get this off. Right, just get this tinned up. Let's remove the old solder first. Yeah. So that one back on. So that's that side of the radio finished. Just come around to here. Got some jewellery pokery to do here. If you can see what I'm up to, let's just zoom you in a bit. There's a bit of light down here. So I'm just reconnecting these wires for the headphone socket. So let me get back to my picture. So we've got the tape socket first. Just straightforward. Just going to put a blob of... Oh, that's a bit mucky. Blob of flux on that. That's that one on. one in here, the resistor. Just clean the end of that one off from that. Poking through the hole. Just tack that one on. Trash into place again. Okay, that's the tape socket done. This is a tricky one. Got a lot of wires on this, the headphone socket. There's 4 wires on this one. There's the orange and black and the green and red. Get rid of some of this old solder, it looks a bit rough. Go braid. So I'll go ahead and tin these and stick a bit of flux on them. Just tin these. It looks like the orange is the only one that goes to there. Let's put that one in first. So that one. Just tin the ends of these wires as well. The red one is the only one that goes to the bottom. And over here we have got the green and black. So the black one in first. more solder to that one. Okay, that's not going very well. I need to just get that. Just try and get a mechanical connection there, I think, first. So if I can pop that black one through the actual hole. There we go. Should just be able to dab this one on the side of him, right? That's better. Okay, let's tighten the wires up a little bit. Now I think that's it. Put a speaker in here. Temporarily hook that one up. Bear with me, I'm just going to make sure all my connections are okay. Well, sod's law strikes again. I can't get this radio working. Oh dear. I suspect there's still something up inside the module that I've put back in there. It's strange because I can't get the supply voltage to the module for some reason. I've worked my way back through the diagram and can't seem to draw any conclusions. So what I'm going to do, something I've been meaning to do for a long time, and also for the R600, is to get a donor radio to use to test some modules in. So I'm going to do that with this one. In the meantime, I've got a couple other bits to do. I've been going through the components on the circuit diagram on this. Yeah, it's not being very friendly to me. I'm just testing all the components around this voltage. I mean, I've got 12 volts one side of this resistor, but I'm dropping down to 5 the other side. So something's pulling the voltage down. Now I suspect it could be inside the module that's pulling that voltage down. But I have disconnected pin 24 and still at the same voltage, so yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Could be something to do with the negative voltage, this capacitor here. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this one sorted and use it as a donor. I can then probably jump this one across into this radio to see whether it is definitely the module or not. So bear with me. That's the module out. Nice and easy. Quickest module I've got out anyway. But again, I'm not really looking to restore this set. It's purely a donor for the time being. So now I've got a wire up through these holes really for my pretend module. So I'm going to try and use lots of different colour wires. Yeah, so interesting experiment this will be. Right, join me again in a minute. Okay, as you can see, I'm a fair way through removing the module now. I've just been a bit lazy and not disconnected all the wires, but yeah, you can see that the module in underneath is now loose. And some of these module pins connect not only to the switch bank but to the actual board itself, so I've got to make sure that I've got wires connected for that. And I've got to give these switches a good clean as well, so make sure we've got the best chance possible of making this a nice bit of test kit really, because that's what it'll be. I'm just wondering whether the 1171 modules, because I mean they're pretty much the same, whether they would work in here as well. 1, 2. Yeah, they probably would. But you know, it's all experiments. So I just thought I'd show you where I was. I've loosened this side of the module right off already. Look, the pins are moving through, and I've just disconnected this enough to leave it out of the way. I can probably bridge a headphone socket out, or I can leave it in to connect to an external speaker. I suppose that might be better. Right, I'm carrying on. Do you want me again in a minute? Okay, well, I am hot wired. So on this side I've got I'll cut that one off. Let's just get that there. Premature then. Yeah, so on this side I've got my wires for one side of the module, and here got wires for the other side. And my thoughts on this, what I'm going to do, I mean initially I'm just going to tack these to the legs of the modules that I'm testing. But I think what I'll do is for the future I'm going to get some more of these little like clip leads. I think I'll attach some small ones of those on. I can just clip them on then, safe soldering. So yeah, that'll be a more permanent thing. So all I've got to do now really is get all this back together, and away we go. I might have to stick a new. Looks like we lost the can off of that one for some reason. Can's pulled clean out the board. Oh well, may never have had one ever. So yeah, I'm going to get this switch panel back in now, and I can put this radio back together with its hot wired module connectors. Very good. Okay, here we are. I'm sure this will interest a few of you. Here is my Frankenstein R701. Robert's Frankenstein's monster. So, what I've done, obviously I've hot wired this now. This is the module I took out of the other 707, which was working, so you know this is a known working module. Not brilliantly, well it is now because I've just tweaked it, but switchboard's all back in, everything's wired back up. I've replaced all the capacitors on this donor board as well. Everything's wired back in, I mean, it's actually something I should have done a long time ago. And the other thing it will allow me to do is tweak the module, just to pull the IF up a little bit, which I have done on AM. Now, I wouldn't recommend touching these really unless you know exactly where they started, because you can totally wreck the radio by messing with these. But basically the red ones are the AM, first, second and third IF, and this one I think is the demodulator, and the yellow ones are the FM, first, second, third IF. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't got the little diagram, but yeah, one of these is discriminator, probably the last one. So yeah, so let's fire it up. All hot wired at the moment. I've got I'm just wired up here with my power supply, 12 volts, hooked up with temporary connections. But what I'm going to do with this, I've ordered some of those little like I've got on the end of these leads, the little some of these. So I'm going to put, I mean, there's a lot of wires there. How many wires have I got there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 wires. So I've got to get 11 of those little clips. And what that'll allow me to do is just clip them on. I won't need to solder them on each time. But for this, I've soldered them. So I'm going to start on medium wave, because medium wave on this module before wasn't very good at all. I couldn't pick anything up. Now a lot of that is down to all the stuff I've got turned on here. Actually, I've got to pull that scope supply out because that's a bit noisy. Just going to go and turn off my power line adapter a minute. Okay, that's everything off. Let's get you up a little bit so you can see what I'm up to. There we go. Okay, so this is the speaker out of the other one, but just using it for test purposes at the moment, so let's fire it up. There we go. I mean, it's a hell of a lot better now on medium wave. I can tweak the module slightly as well. Let's just start here.
that people are still in those shelters and actually are quite terrible.
Vicky, it's got a fantastic light on. We'll try and get
But it's working. This module's not the best on AM, which is why I was changing it, but We've only got one channel pretty much on long wave now, that's Radio 4.
And it's a moment of insecurity because we don't have security. But I think that at a moment like this, we have to bear down on our principles because at a time of insecurity, that's all we have. And our
So long wave is working.
country, and we should stick by them. So we're going to have this big
VHF.
Mr. Driver.
And 100 should be Classic FM. Put the AFC on. Bang on.
Listen, don't you think? Sometimes I get really sweet, so what does it?
Cannot be doing it on behalf of a tiny proportion of those who wanted to leave the European Union. Yes, only she says it, but she's not going to know how to do it unless she can go to the European Union and say, I speak on behalf of Britain. She cannot speak on behalf of Britain.
Cool. There you are. My Frankenstein's module works. Saying needs a little bit of tweaking, I'm sure, but overall I'm really pleased with that. So I can now take the module back out of this one and test it on this radio and hopefully prove whether it's working or not. Now, what else have I got here? Right, this is the module I took out of this one, so I'm going to hook this one back up now and see what this one's doing. So bear with me. Okay, I've just finished soldering in the module that came out of this radio. And say, I don't know, it wasn't working before, but whether that was the caps shot or the module, I don't know. Let's just power it up. Absolutely nothing. Let's give this modular so that definitely proves with that module, if I can get the thing off, let's have it. Well, it's not have it, it just needs a refurb. Just give it a tap in the area where I know the AFs are. See if it comes back into life. No. What I'll do is I'll get this can off and we'll tap the let's just make sure it's nothing off. Obviously we know the amplifier's working fine. Working a treat actually. There's new capacitors in it. Otherwise you put some pretty rubbish capacitors in it. It's only a test jig end of the day, so it ain't the best capacitors on the planet. Right, so I'm just going to take the this one out the can a minute and we'll have a look inside. Let's turn that off. Let the power off. Bear with me. What do we get? So I've got an AF115, an AF116 and an AF115. So let's fire it back up again. Turn it on. Let's get it on FM for a minute. Pop it on where no classical music is. I'm just going to double check the voltages here. So pin 312. So that should be 9 volts between those two pins. Let's have a look. It's a 9 volt supply and that's a negative. Allegedly. 2312. Oh, hang on, no, it's this way around. Yeah, so we got random voltage there. Let's just find an earth point. Let's hook that probe back on. I'm waffling away here, but what I'm basically doing is checking this module against the one that I put back in the other one to see if there's an issue. Okay, so yeah, I've only got 5.3, which was the issue with the other one. Now I think if I tap that so as it works, it might. Nope. 5.3 volts. That's exactly what I was getting on the other faulty module, so what I didn't check is the other module I just took back out. Okay, what I've decided to do with this radio is I'm going to take the module back out and put its original module back in with the AF124s. I can then have a quick look at the module I pulled out, see what's up with it. There's definitely something up with it. So I've just recapped this one. I thought I'd show you what I've done. I normally recap these with the blue axials, but I thought I'd have a look to see what my Nichicons fit like. Now these are very high quality, 105 degrees, so they are better than the blue ones I've got, and they are very low profile, so they will fit inside the can. I did check that, so we're alright. So yeah, the ESR is much better on these, so I thought let's have a quick look at what I've pulled out. Let's see if I can get you in the shot. Okay. So we've got, so that was a 2.5, 2.5 here somewhere. There we go, 2.5 microfarad, 64 volt. Reading 2.6, 4.7 ohms. It's a fairly high ESR, but all these rest are 10 microfarads. just under 13.72, not bad. .6. I think it's slightly high, but it was working. 14. Again, this is not the most accurate capacitance meter at lower values. 12. So all of them probably not really a problem. ESR is much better on these, and they're very close to their actual spec. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Frankenstein's 707 back in, and I'm going to hotwire this one in just for a double check before I give it the thumbs up to go back in. So get that done in a minute, and then we'll give it a test. Okay, Frankenstein's R707 is all connected up. This is the module. I've just put the new caps in.
Definitely a diesel. We're talking about the everyday scales, things you see in your house, but it
That's
translates
working
the
really
same
well.
problems appear.
Shortwave, unlikely. Pull my shortwave aerial across. Sideband. Yes, receiving on.
Die Forschungsergebnisse des Instituts Zhongguancun zur wissenschaftlich-technischen Erneuerungen finden auch landesweit Anwendung. In der südwestlichen
That works. Medium wave.
And you just set the hurdles higher and higher. I see that. I should do it again, support it.
The Radio X Sound Studio is now exactly 20 minutes to 5, the 16th of January 2017. And a quick look at your traffic. There's one lane closed and slow traffic on the M6 northbound. This is between junction 6 and junction 7.
Well, we can safely say that module is working fine, which is good news. So I'm going to disconnect this one now, pull this off to one side, and get this module put back in that radio. Oh, God. The work I caused myself. So we'll say bye bye to Frankenstein's R707. And get this one back up and sorted.